In the distant past, the galaxy was dominated by beings of immense power, known as the Eldrians. These ancient entities wielded control over time and space, bending the very fabric of reality to their will. With their towering forms, shimmering auras, and eyes that glowed like distant stars, they were revered as gods by many civilizations. Whole worlds prospered under their guidance, and their names were sung in tales of heroism and courage. However, as eons passed, the Eldrians quietly faded from memory. The rise of lesser species, like humanity, shifted the focus of history. What was once a vibrant tapestry of their exploits transformed into mere whispers in the wind, stale myths recounted around campfires. Legends of their epic battles and grand wisdom were replaced with stories of simpler heroes from Earth. Humanity's focus turned inward, building its own culture and innovations, oblivious to the weight of history that lay behind them. Yet deep within the cosmic void, something stirred. The Eldrians were not forgotten by choice, they had chosen to retreat into the shadows after an unknown calamity forced them to hide. The very power that once made them rulers became a burden, a reminder of their past failures. Now, as humanity prospered and expanded into the cosmos, the ancient beings found themselves not feared but overlooked, existing as faded echoes in a universe that no longer remembered them. But little did they know, the tides were about to shift dramatically with humanity's return. As the Eldrians slipped into the shadows of history, humanity blossomed on Earth. Starting from humble beginnings, humans faced the challenges of survival with innovation and creativity. Over time, they transformed from primitive toolmakers to explorers of the cosmos. The journey began with simple inventions, then rapidly progressed through the ages. The wheel gave way to steam engines, which evolved into rockets that pierced the sky. By harnessing the power of electricity, humanity unlocked secrets of the universe, enabling communication across vast distances. Their curiosity propelled them into the stars as they developed ships capable of interstellar travel. Humanity learned to thrive in the harshness of space, establishing colonies on distant planets and mining asteroids for resources. With each leap in technology, a sense of unity grew among humans, fostering collaboration between nations that once battled over territories. They shared knowledge and resources to advance their understanding of the cosmos, creating a tapestry of cultures that connected them all. As they ventured farther into space, they developed a new identity, not just as Earthlings but as citizens of the universe. While exploring their place in this vast expanse, humanity stumbled upon remnants of ancient civilizations, artifacts that hinted at the existence of beings like the Eldrians. What had once been a mere curiosity soon became a determination to uncover deeper truths about their ancestors and what lay beyond the stars, signaling that they were ready to reclaim their rightful place in the cosmic order. Deep within the forgotten realms of the cosmos, the Eldrians existed in a state of suspended awareness, their powers muted by isolation. One day, a tremor echoed through the fabric of space, awakening the dormant consciousness of their once mighty civilization. It began with a faint but persistent signal, vibrant and complex patterns transmitted across the stars. The Eldrians recognized it as an unmistakable echo of technology, it bore the hallmark of intelligent life. As they focused their ancient minds on this signal, visions flooded their thoughts, images of sleek ships fueled by human ingenuity sailing through star systems, colonizing planets, and building sprawling cities that gleamed under alien suns. For the first time in eons, they felt a chill of fear overshadowing their indifference. This new species, once beneath their notice, had risen with a vengeance. A council of Eldrians convened, their towering forms casting shadows in the dim light of their hidden sanctum. Discussions erupted about the implications of humanity's return and what it meant for them. The Eldrians recalled their own past failures and the calamity that drove them underground. They wondered if these determined humans would seek revenge for long-lost histories or simply aspire to understand the remnants of their power. In that moment, the Eldrians realized humanity was not merely a forgotten footnote in history but a burgeoning force capable of reshaping the universe. The time had come for them to confront this new reality, one where they would no longer be seen as gods but as contenders in a cosmic struggle for dominance. The first encounter between humanity and the Eldrians unfolded on a remote planet, one of many that humanity had recently colonized. As a research team, equipped with advanced technology, began their exploration, they stumbled upon a hidden structure, ancient and adorned with symbols long forgotten. Curiosity drove them to investigate further, unaware that their intrusion had awakened the Eldrians, who regarded the disturbance as an act of aggression. As the humans entered the grand chamber, they were met with a blinding light and the towering forms of the Eldrians materializing from ethereal energy. The sight was awe-inspiring yet terrifying. The humans felt both reverence and fear. Misunderstandings erupted as the Eldrians perceived the humans' advanced weaponry as a potential threat. In their minds, they were merely protecting what remained of their legacy. A tense standoff ensued, with both sides struggling to communicate. The Eldrians spoke in ancient tongues, their voices echoing like thunder, while the humans responded with gestures and hastily translated phrases from their devices. Confusion reigned as they misinterpreted each other's intentions. The Eldrians saw humanity's technological prowess as a challenge to their authority, while the humans viewed the Eldrians as hostile entities intent on defending their forgotten empire. Amid this chaos, a brave human stepped forward, lowering their weapon and extending a hand in peace. This simple gesture broke the tension, creating a glimmer of hope that understanding could replace fear. But both sides knew that distrust lingered, and the path to coexistence would be fraught with challenges. In the wake of their initial encounter, humanity faced a daunting challenge: how to adapt and confront the ancient Eldrians who wielded powers beyond their understanding. Rather than retreating in fear, humans rallied together, driven by their unyielding spirit and ingenuity. Scientists, engineers, and strategists began to collaborate like never before, pooling their knowledge to devise new technologies and strategies. Realizing that brute force would not win favor with the Eldrians, the humans focused on developing tools to bridge the gap between their worlds. They created devices capable of translating the Eldrian language with remarkable accuracy, hoping to foster communication and understanding. Meanwhile, teams of explorers ventured deeper into forgotten ruins across various planets to uncover artifacts that held secrets of Eldrian technology. Humanity also employed creativity in their approach to potential conflict. They devised defense systems that could counteract the Eldrians' extraordinary abilities without provocation. Innovative energy shields and non-lethal deterrents were designed to protect colonies while demonstrating a commitment to peace. As tensions simmered, humanity demonstrated resilience by organizing diplomatic missions led by charismatic leaders who embodied hope for a unified future. These ambassadors sought out alliances with other alien species who had also felt the weight of Eldrian dominance centuries ago. Slowly but surely, humanity was shaping itself into a force that could stand alongside, or even challenge, the once mighty beings they had inadvertently awakened, proving that they were no longer just survivors but potential equals in a vast universe filled with possibilities. As humanity's resolve and ingenuity became evident, the Eldrians watched with a growing sense of unease. Once masters of the galaxy, they now found themselves overshadowed by a species that had evolved from primitive roots to formidable spacefarers in mere centuries. Whispers of fear coursed through their hidden council chambers as they assessed humanity's rapid progress and resourcefulness. The Eldrians could no longer dismiss humans as mere insects to be crushed. Their technological advancements and diplomatic endeavors sparked anxiety within the ancient beings. The translation devices created by humans allowed for smooth communication, revealing their thoughts and intentions in ways the Eldrians had not anticipated. What once might have been seen as a curiosity now felt like a challenge to their authority. A particularly unsettling moment occurred when human ambassadors proposed an alliance based on mutual respect and understanding. The Eldrian Council grappled with the implications of such a partnership. Could these once unknown beings genuinely seek collaboration, or was this merely a strategic ploy to undermine Eldrian dominance? As discussions continued, the Eldrians were haunted by visions of their own past. Glories turned to ashes as they hid from a universe that had moved on without them. Fear began to take root. What if humanity surpassed them not just in technology but in spirit? The idea that they could become relics of history, overshadowed by a vibrant, resourceful species, sent shivers through their ranks. The Eldrians knew they needed to adapt quickly or risk becoming irrelevant in a galaxy that had begun to forget them. Tensions between humanity and the Eldrians reached a boiling point as misunderstandings escalated into open conflict. What began as negotiations turned into skirmishes on the outskirts of newly established human colonies. The Eldrians, using their ancient powers, unleashed waves of energy that disrupted communication and navigation systems, sending human vessels spiraling through space. In response, humanity mobilized with incredible speed and resourcefulness. Advanced fleets were assembled, equipped with newly developed defenses and weaponry designed to counteract Eldrian abilities. Human pilots, trained in the art of tactical warfare, executed maneuvers that pushed the limits of their ships, outsmarting the Eldrians' attempts to dominate the battlefield. The clashes grew fiercer, battles erupted in the skies above lush planets and barren moons alike. Eldrian forces, once considered invincible, found themselves challenged by humanity's creativity. In a notable confrontation near an asteroid belt, a team of human strategists devised a clever trap using the terrain to their advantage. They lured Eldrian ships into a narrow passage where their numbers could be effectively neutralized. However, the Eldrians fought back fiercely, employing their mastery of space-time manipulation to evade attacks and retaliate with overwhelming force. Each encounter left both sides battered but more resolute. The realization dawned on both civilizations that they were engaged in a struggle not just for survival but for their very identities in an ever-changing cosmos. The clash of worlds had begun, with each side vying for dominance in a universe they both claimed as their own. Amidst the chaos of battle, an unexpected alliance began to take shape. On the Eldrian side, a young warrior named Leora, known for her sharp intellect and ability to see beyond tradition, grew disillusioned with the endless conflict. Observing the human tactics and their determination to adapt, she realized that not all humans were enemies. Leora's heart ached for a resolution that could save both sides from destruction. Meanwhile, on the human front, Captain Elias, a seasoned strategist who had witnessed too many lives lost in the ongoing skirmishes, felt a similar yearning for peace. He had seen glimpses of Eldrian culture that suggested they were more than just foes, they were beings with hopes and dreams of their own. The idea of a truce began to take root in his mind as he pondered how cooperation might turn the tide of war. Fate intervened when Leora and Elias found themselves on the same battlefield during a particularly fierce confrontation. While the two factions clashed around them, they both realized they were surrounded by imminent danger, not from each other but from a looming threat, an ancient Eldrian machine awakened by the conflict, designed for destruction. Seeing the bigger picture, Leora and Elias forged a tentative alliance. They communicated through gestures and shared technology, rallying their respective forces to unite against this common enemy. As they strategized together, both began to understand that their survival depended not on defeating one another but on working together. This unlikely partnership sparked hope for a new path forward in a galaxy filled with uncertainty. The pivotal moment in the conflict arrived when Leora and Elias, now united, discovered the true capabilities of the ancient Eldrian machine. As they analyzed its destructive potential, they realized it was powered by a rare energy source that could be disrupted. This discovery sparked a bold plan that required both human ingenuity and Eldrian knowledge. Leora suggested a daring maneuver, using humanity's latest technology to create a focused energy pulse aimed directly at the ancient machine's power core. However, they needed to attract the machine's attention without drawing the ire of both their armies. Captain Elias devised a strategy involving a small team of human ships equipped with decoy devices to simulate an attack on the machine, drawing it into the open. As the team executed this plan, Leora coordinated with Eldrian forces to position their ships strategically around the machine. When the time was right, the decoy ships engaged the machine, creating chaos in its systems. The ancient device, sensing a threat, shifted its focus towards the distraction, allowing Leora and Elias to deploy their energy pulse successfully. As the energy surged through the machine, it faltered and began to destabilize. A brilliant light erupted from its core as it imploded, neutralizing the immediate threat and sending shockwaves that echoed through the battlefield. The Eldrians and humans who had previously fought each other now stood in stunned silence, realizing together that their cleverness and cooperation had turned the tide. This victory not only eliminated a common enemy but also cemented their alliance, marking a new era of understanding and collaboration in a galaxy that had once seemed so divided. The aftermath of the battle marked a profound turning point for both the Eldrians and humanity. As they stood together among the remnants of the ancient machine, the newly forged alliance became a symbol of hope in a galaxy previously defined by conflict and misunderstanding. Leora and Elias, once representatives of their separate races, now embodied the power of cooperation, teaching their people invaluable lessons about unity. In the days that followed, both civilizations took time to reflect on their shared experiences. The Eldrians, having spent centuries in isolation, began to reintegrate into the universe with renewed purpose. They recognized that their previous arrogance had blinded them to the richness of potential collaboration with other species. Their histories, once viewed as burdens, transformed into stories of resilience and growth to be shared with humanity and other races. Humanity, too, emerged significantly changed. No longer just a fledgling species under the shadow of ancient powers, they learned that strength came not only from technology but from the willingness to reach out and understand others. With technological advancements now complemented by newfound alliances, they were poised to explore beyond their solar systems together. As Eldrians and humans began constructing new communities based on mutual respect and understanding, the galaxy felt a shift. A balance of power emerged, promoting coexistence rather than rivalry. Together, they held the promise of a brighter future, one where diverse cultures could thrive in harmony, forever remembering that past conflicts need not define their destinies. In this newfound unity lay the potential to explore, discover, and grow as one united species in an ever-expanding universe.